Hi everybody, hello. Carlo Mombelli here, once again coming to you live from Johannesburg, South Africa. And today I just want to look at my approach to trying to bring a composition to life visually as well. Like you don't just see it orally, but you can actually, if you close your eyes, you can actually see the picture. And I went about trying to find ways of doing that. And then I found that if I had to assign different functions of the visual to different instrumentation, to different musicians in the band, I get quite close to that. So I want to look at one of my compositions, an old composition of mine, that was inspired by a trip that my wife and I, that Sandra and I took to Zimbabwe in 1984 to go see the Victoria Falls, which is part of the journey of the Zambezi River. Now, yes, it's called the Victoria Falls because Livingstone went there, the British explorer. Livingstone, he went there and he saw the falls and he decided to name it the Victoria Falls after the Queen of England. But actually that had such a beautiful name. He wasn't the first person to see it. Obviously, the people living there were already experiencing this majestic waterfall, and they called it the smoke that thunders, translated, okay? And that's exactly what it is. I mean, when we were there, there's this mist that just goes up like smoke, because it's the longest waterfall, one of the longest waterfalls I think in the world. And the drop and the shape of the rocks, the sheer beauty of it, and the water jumps up. I mean, just goes up, and the thunder, the sound of the waterfall, and you stand there just experiencing this majestic wonder of nature. And you are drenched in water. There's just water in the air everywhere. And it's an experience that I can't explain to you. And you have to go there to really feel the energies of this planet and the beauty that this planet has. Now, like I said, it all flows from the Zambezi River. And I wrote a composition called Zambezi. When I came back to South Africa, I wrote this piece of music. And we went on this little boat and we went up the Zambezi River. And it's extremely peaceful and spiritual. You know, when I'm in nature, I somehow have because of the quietness of it and the beauty of it, you really feel, you feel something spiritual inside. And we're on this river and it's just moving along at a steady pace. Peaceful, but on the banks you look and there's crocodiles. There's a hippo, there's an elephant. You see baboons. You hear the crickets. You hear the birds. I just love the birds of Africa. They just got an incredible sound. And there's so many species. There's just really, you can just go to a place and just watch the birds. So I wanted to create this experience that I had when I was on this boat. Then I decided, in all my pieces, there's kind of a glue that holds things together, whether it's a rice symbol, whether it's a little Buddhist bowl, whether it's silence, which is my canvas, or some sort of a repetitive thing. could be a sample, could be a bass line. It's or a color. For me, there has to be a glue that I can build stuff on. So I tried to create this a bass line that had this a repetitive moving of the boat. Now I thought for this bass line it would need to have some sort of semitones, because it has a bit of a, for me, these semitones, it has a bit of a mysterious sound to it. This one, yeah. So I've got the C sharp and going to the D. On this one I've got the A flat going down to the G. So it's, and that's where my bass line came from. So let me set up the bass line for you, and I think I'm going to loop it so that I can explain a little bit more about the function of the other instruments. At the end of that loop. Now I have it. So I have this loop going, and it's just going to go on and on. I'm going to play it. Now I was setting up a recording in Europe with a great saxophone player called Charlie Mariano, who also plays flute. So then I wrote the melody for the flute. I had Peter Amara on guitar. And he just played some simple lines that played with this boat. But then I had a colorist, an incredible drummer called Bill Elgart, and I gave him. So I gave the flute the spirit of the water. I've got the boat, and I gave him the stuff that happens on the banks, the insects, the animals, the monkeys, the sounds of Africa. I said, so I told him the story, like I'm explaining to you about my experience, and then I let them create the visual. All right, let me play the melody that you can hear. Get my glasses. All right, Peter would play this on the guitar. And he just repeats as well. Flute melody. In own time. Because I wanted to swim. So I put it together. If you have to hear it with the drums, you'll understand what I'm talking about. But then I came back to South Africa, and then I traveled back with a South African band, and we recorded a live recording in the Bird's Eye in Basel. And that version is the version that I want to play you, because I decided then, we had it planned for a while, to also try and to set up a little bit of the insects and the samples of, with a jam man, I had a microphone, and I would set up little sounds, using my Mombelli button box with a, and on repetitive, I used rocks. I used rocks, just normal stones. You can use these things. They are amazing. like something in the bush. I took a balloon and I sampled the balloon. Just this. That's all I needed. Or just that. And with a sample, so listen to the track and you get an idea of these samples. Sia Marcozeni, the vocalist, she's singing the melody of the water. The trumpet player Marcus Wyatt, he's playing like the sounds of elephants and monkeys and stuff, and the drummer is playing the insects and all this stuff. And I built this visual together using these different components of the composition. And when I listen to this composition, I tell you now, I can feel this trip up the Zambezi River. And if you ever get a chance to go there, that should be one thing that you should see. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's like going to see the pyramids, actually. It's incredible, but it's from nature. Okay, then with this melody, I mean, for me, it's such a beautiful melody. Then I decided I was busy experimenting. I wanted to write a 12-tone bass line because I wanted to free up the musicians just to be able to play. Just to be able to play, because with 12-tone music, and as you know, the 12-tone music is comes from the classical world. But I wrote this 12-tone bass line because I knew that if I had a 12-tone bass line, let me just check that it's still recording. Yeah. If I have a 12-tone bass line, my musicians would be completely free. They can play any note they want to, and it's going to sound right. They can play any chord they want to. I mean, the bass line started on C sharp. And it's, of course, in 3/2. Let me play it. I think I'll also, I tell you, loop stations are wonderful things in helping you to compose, because you can set up loops and then you can compose using the loops to help you find things and sounds. So here it is, and it's in 3/2. 1, 2, 3. There I have it. Okay, now listen. If I had to take the same melody that I used on Zambezi, and I'm going to show you that you can sometimes reuse your melodies if you have strong melodies. My glasses. Where are my other glasses? Oh, there they are. Okay. So if I have to play that same melody that I had on Zambezi, just listen to it. Out of time. And then I can play any chords I want to, because none of it's going to be wrong. I can even play 4 semitones together. That's the beauty of 12-tone bass line, and it becomes so much fun, because musicians have complete freedom to open up and experiment. And when you start putting this in unison with everybody playing this bass line, it becomes super powerful. Alright, then I want to show you something else, because I did something similar on another piece of mine. There's a the Karoo is a part of South Africa. If you travel from Cape Town, you know, it's 2,000 kilometers. You usually have to sleep over somewhere because it takes nearly 2 days to go from Cape Town to Johannesburg and vice versa. But there's a part closer to Cape Town. It's like a desert with bushes. Your bushes are little shrubs where there's nothing. And it's called the Karoo. And it's incredible, but the road doesn't go like this or like this. It goes so straight that you can actually see further than usual, because you can see this road disappearing into the distance. It just goes. And the incredible thing is, there's nothing there, not even, you look around, you don't even see a house. Nothing. You see nothing. If you run out of petrol there, you've got a problem, because it's going to be a while before somebody else comes past you. But it's also incredibly beautiful. And if you go off-road, there's a little space where you go off-road and you go through a little bit, then there's a mountainous area, and there's a little town really in the middle of nowhere called Nieu Bethesda. And there's a lot of artists, and I mean, you must be pretty introverted or secluse to want to live there, but it's an incredible place. And so what happens on this road, because it just goes straight and there's a lot of wind and the boredom kicks in, you lose maybe a little bit of control, or I don't know what happens, but there's been a lot of accidents on this road. A lot of accidents. And something happened to someone that is very close to me on this road in a car accident. It was a serious accident, and I just felt this pain, and I wanted to express it in a composition. And once again, I picked up my bass. I went to my bass, and I thought, okay, well, let me create this car that just goes and doesn't, it just goes and goes and goes. So I had this bass line. I just play them. I never figure out the time signatures while I'm playing, but afterwards I look, this is thing, I think it's in 5. But then I had recorded this. Once I had this bass line, I went to the piano, and this is what came out. It's called The Road Past Nieu Bethesda. So I wanted to create something of the spirit of the people that departed on this road. And that's the type of feeling that I'm trying to create. And I composed this while listening to the bass line. mean, I love playing this piece of music with Carl Shepard. He's a South African pianist from Cape Town. Please look up his music and just look at him. You listen to him play, and him and me have a connection when we play this type of thing, because then he starts playing a hymn, because this is what it's all about. That's my little snippets and tidbits for today, where I'm trying to paint a picture using my music. And yeah, take a listen to Zambezi with Sia Makuzeni voice, Marcus White on trumpet, Justin Bardnos on drums, and myself on stones, balloons, and frogs, Mombelli button box, and bass line. Enjoy it, and until next time. Thanks. Luigi. Hey, my boy. How are you? This is Luigi. This is the dog that you sometimes hear in my videos. I'd just like to end off this little session, and I hope you enjoyed it. I just want to show you basically my book, that all the stuff that I show you, my compositions are found in a book. I put them all in a book called Pulses in the Center of Silence, and with beautiful scores of the full lead sheets, full scores, and solo bass pieces. And I've put together a little bit of my approach on how I see music, things that are important to me. So I've got 5 chapters that I've written up front. The first chapter, the elements, which I feel are tone, time, taste, ears, and technique. And I speak about each of the elements. And then chapter 2, the 4 P's, passion, practice, perseverance, and passion, the journey to the elements. Chapter 3, composition and improvisation, my approach. I write about it, how I feel about it. And then originality, chapter 4. I really feel everyone is an original, and I'll give you an insight to how I feel about that. And then chapter 5, learning and teaching. I mean, can creativity be taught, etc. And so there's quite a, I hope it's going to be an inspirational a bit of writing for you, and then you have all the compositions. And this you can get from real African publishers, Johannesburg-based publishing company, and see below for the link and the website for that. Until next time, peace and love, everyone.